Hey guys, welcome to Easy English. Today we're going to talk about introductions. I know introductions can be very difficult. I recently attended a conference where everybody asked me, "What do you do? Where are you from? Who are you?" Basically, today we're going to learn some phrases that will help you in this situation. So please watch this video until the very end, because we're not only going to go through phrases that you can use, but we're also going to come up with little monologues that you can use later on. And as a language learner, what I've realized in the past 20 years since I started learning English is that memorizing certain templates and certain structures actually helps your brain a lot in stressful situations. So the next time you interact with native speakers and they ask you something, you will already have a template in your head that you can use right away. So let's dive into introductions in English. Now, one of the things that you have to remember is that we typically divide our conversations into 3 different groups. The first group is informal conversations. Basically, you're chatting with your friend. The second group is semi-formal. And here, it depends on where you are. But for example, in the US, when I go to a creator conference and meet people who represent brands or other creators, I think it's semi-formal because we're not 100% friends right away, but we're not too formal either. And when we talk about formal situations, basically, these are situations when you interact with government officials or when you are interviewing for a job. So we're going to go through phrases for all of these situations. So when you need to introduce yourself, the first thing is to ask yourself, is it a formal situation such as a business meeting, or is it an informal situation like a party? Back to the structure. Greeting. We start the introduction with a greeting. Let's look at some phrases that we might use in more formal situations. At the beginning of formal events, for example, business meetings, interviews, formal dinners, or even class, use greetings like hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. If it's an interview, you can say, "Good morning, thank you for considering me for this role." Then we have semi-formal greetings, and this is where your mind can be free. You can say, "Hi there." This is a slightly less formal way to say hello, but still more appropriate than just saying hey. When you talk to coworkers who you don't know very well, you can also just say morning. It's a more casual way of saying good morning. Now, informal greetings. Hi is obviously the most popular. Then you can say hey there, what's up, which is my favorite, how's it going, how you doing? It's common in more informal language to leave out small grammar words in greetings. How are you doing often changes to how you doing, which is more informal. Hey everyone, I'm thrilled to join this community. General information. Now, let's talk about general information. Of course, the first thing you want to talk about is your name. So you can say, "Pleased to meet you. My name is Marina," or just, "I'm Marina." You can also say, "I don't think we've met. May I introduce myself?" Or, "Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Marina." Now informal. It's funny because a lot of people in the US know me as Silicon Valley Girl, so sometimes I introduce myself. I tell people, "I'm Silicon Valley Girl," and they're like, "Oh yes, I've seen your videos." But then I tell them, "You can call me Marina. This is my actual name." So if you have a nickname online and people might know you by that nickname, feel free to use it. It's kind of funny that I have 3 personalities. And sometimes when I realize that the environment is very international, I can say, "I'm Lingua Marina," and people are like, "Oh yeah, Lingua Marina." And some people still think my name is Lingua, and I'm like, "No, my name is Marina. So you can call me Marina. I'm Silicon Valley Girl, but my friends call me Marina." By the way, in North America, people often use first names right from the start, and the mood is very relaxed. This really surprised me when I first came to the US and I was talking to formal venture investors and they're like, "Yeah, I'm Sam." I'm like, "Okay, mister." No, Sam. So everything is really informal and really relaxed. That doesn't mean that people don't take these meetings seriously. They do. It's just that the nature of formal and business communication in the US is very friendly. In other places, though, they might be more formal and use titles and last names until they get to know you better. In the USA, there's an emphasis on personal space, and this can affect greetings. A firm handshake is standard, but respecting personal space is important. Another fun story. I recently met a very important businessman from India in the US, and again, I'm used to this culture now, so I did a firm handshake. He was like, "No, What you need to do is give me your hand like this, and I'm going to shake it gently. Don't ever do the formal American handshake with Indians, right? Because in India, the culture is completely different. So I want you to understand that there are cultural differences, but don't think of them too much. You will basically understand what's going on once you are in the situation. And that Indian businessman was really kind to just explain everything to me. And when I said goodbye, I made sure that I did it the correct way, and we kind of laughed about it. I think it was pretty cool. But again, when I first came to the US and people were shaking my hand, and men were shaking my hand in a strong manner, I was like, wow. Some people actually say it's a power move. So the stronger the handshake is, the more energy that person has. I was born and raised in St. Petersburg, Russia. I come from St. Petersburg. You know, I was born and raised in St. Petersburg, have been living in the US since 2015, or I've been living in the US for 10 years now. You can say, I'm Russian. I'm originally from Russia, but I've been living in the US for the past 9 years. St. Petersburg, Russia, is my hometown. That's another way to say it. I grew up in St. Petersburg, but now I live in Los Altos Hills, which is in California. I have a degree in mathematics and economics. Number 2, share your name and some general information. Talk about yourself, name, place, interests, and hobbies if necessary, depending on the type of situation, for example, interviews, meetings, seminars, etc. Number 4, don't forget about your friendly tone and style of introduction. Introduce yourself in a way that is approachable. Homework.